St. Brigid of Ireland, Virgin, Abbess, 523, Kildariam Hibernia. According to tradition, Brigid was born in the year 451 AD in Faughart, just north of Dundalk in County Louth, Ireland. Because of the legendary quality of the earliest accounts of her life, there is debate among many secular scholars and Christians as to the authenticity of her biographies. 3 biographies agree that her mother was Brigida, a Christian Pict slave who had been baptized by St. Patrick. They name her father as Dubthach, a chieftain of Leinster. The Vita say that Dubthach's wife forced him to sell Brigid's mother to a druid when she became pregnant. Brigid herself was born into slavery. Legends of her early holiness include her vomiting when the druid tried to feed her, due to his impurity. A white cow with red ears appeared to sustain her instead. As she grew older, Brigid was said to have performed miracles, including healing and feeding the poor. According to one tale, as a child, she once gave away her mother's entire store of butter. The butter was then replenished in answer to Brigid's prayers. Around the age of 10, she was returned as a household servant to her father, where her habit of charity led her to donate his belongings to anyone who asked. In both of the earliest biographies, Dubthach is portrayed as having been so annoyed with Brigid that he took her in a chariot to the king of Leinster to sell her. While Dubthach was talking to the king, Brigid gave away his bejeweled sword to a beggar to barter it for food to feed his family. The king recognized her holiness and convinced Dubthach to grant his daughter freedom. It is said that Brigid was veiled or received either by St. Machael, Bishop of Cruachubrig Croghan, County Offaly, or by St. Mael of Ardud Magdalach, the present barony of Farchula, County Westmeath, who granted her abbatial powers. It is said that in about 468, she and a Bishop Machael followed St. Mael into the kingdom of Tethby, which was made up of parts of the modern counties Meath, Westmeath and Longford. According to tradition, around 480 Brigid founded a monastery at Kildare, Kildare, Church of the Oak, on the site of a pagan shrine to the Celtic goddess Brigid, served by a group of young women who tended an eternal flame. The site was under a large oak tree on the ridge of Drumcreat. Brigid, with an initial group of 7 companions, is credited with organizing communal consecrated religious life for women in Ireland. She founded 2 monastic institutions, one for men, and the other for women, and invited Conleth, a hermit from Old Connell near Newbridge, to help her in Kildare as pastor of them. It has often been said that she gave canonical jurisdiction to Conleth, Bishop of Kildare, but Archbishop Healy says that she simply selected the person to whom the church gave this jurisdiction, and her biographer tells us that she chose St. Conleth to govern the church along with herself. For centuries, Kildare was ruled by a double line of abbot bishops and of abbesses, the Abbess of Kildare being regarded as superior general of the monasteries in Ireland. Her successors have always been accorded episcopal honor. Brigid's oratory at Kildare became a centre of religion and learning, and developed into a cathedral city. Brigid is credited with founding a school of art, including metalwork and illumination, which Conleth oversaw. The Kildare scriptorium made the Book of Kildare, which drew high praise from Gerald of Wales, Geraldus Cambrensis, but disappeared during the Reformation. According to Geraldus, nothing that he ever saw was at all comparable to the book, every page of which was gorgeously illuminated, and the interlaced work and the harmony of the colors left the impression that all this is the work of angelic, and not human skill. According to the Trias Thaumaturga, Brigid spent time in Connacht and founded many churches in the Diocese of Elphin. She is said to have visited Longford, Tipperary, Limerick, and South Leinster. Her friendship with St. Patrick is noted in the following paragraph from the Book of Armagh: Inter sanctum patricem Brigitanque Hiberniae columpnas amicitia caritatus ineret tanta, aut unum cor concilium caberant unum. Christus per elam ilemc virtuts multos per regit. Between St. Patrick and St. Brigid, the pillars of the Irish people, there was so great a friendship of charity that they had but one heart and one mind. Through him and through her Christ performed many great works. The monk Alton of Ardbraccan, who wrote a life of Brigid, recounts a story that Darlugdake, Brigid's favorite pupil, fell in love with a young man and, hoping to meet him, sneaked out of the bed in which she and Brigid were sleeping. However, recognizing her spiritual peril, she prayed for guidance, then placed burning embers in her shoes and put them on. Thus, by fire, Alton wrote, she put out fire, and by pain extinguished pain. She then returned to bed. Brigid feigned sleep, but was aware of Dilucdake's departure. The next day, Dilucdake revealed to Brigid the experience of the night before. Brigid reassured her that she was now safe from the fire of passion and the fire of hell hereafter, and then healed her student's feet. So devoted was the student to her teacher that when Brigid lay dying, Dilucdake expressed the wish to die with her, but Brigid replied that Dilucdake should die on the anniversary of Brigid's death. Saint Brigid is said to have been given the last rites by Saint Nenad when she was dying. Afterwards, he reportedly had his right hand encased in metal so that it would never be defiled, and became known as Nenad the Clean Hand. Tradition says she died at Kildare on the 1st of February 525. Upon Saint Brigid's death, Dilucdake became the second abbess of Kildare. Brigid's prediction has traditionally been considered to have been realized inasmuch as the Catholic Church records Dilucdake's date of death as 522 and Brigid's as 521, and has assigned the 1st of February as the feast day of both saints. Oremus. May the prayer, pleasing unto thee, of Blessed Brigid thy Virgin, be of help to us, we beseech thee, O Lord, and may she never cease asking thine indulgence for us. Per Dominum nostrum Iesum Christum filium tuum. Amen.